Right, we've got Dark Imps, Dr. Legay, and we also have to debug the CPU, as well as 2 other random objectives, because, you know, there's always a glitch in the system.
And then we have to find Sid and clear the giant. And this actually is a giant-based flag set, so there will be, unfortunately, no Zeromas fighting tonight. We start off with a Golbez and a Pan. Wait a minute.
I mean, that's a great start. I mean, we've got Yang, we've got Yang, we've got Tella, we've got absolutely no way to kill anything right now. Standard level chests and shops mean we may find some decent attack items, but we're going to be a little strapped at the beginning of this run, I think. It's going to be a real interesting start.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see some chest scavenging to get some meaningful items so that those first couple bosses and the rescue the hostage at Mount Hobbs, I'm pretty sure, is something that's already very high on their lists when you start with these characters. We also have Launch the Falcon as our other random goal, which, you know, continues to be a little bit, you know, Tower of Babel themed.
You gotta find the hook, though. It could be on the moon. You don't know that. We've got a ninja sword to start. Everyone's here in Baron doing some looting, knowing, again, your offensive output right now is very bad.
That karate shirt is like the well, okay, there's a light sword if we find Cecil, but the karate shirt's kind of the only thing that they can use so far that actually helps right now, and it doesn't really help that much.
Yep, bows not really on the table. Like, the shops are unscaled, so Blaze is going to give us a quick look. Cure 2s, Cure 1s, Star Veils, and Silk Webs are here, so he's going to sell a little bit of stuff to kind of get off the ground here. We're going to see what's in Damsian as well from Chokosura and Simbu. Silk Web, a Mute Knife. You can kind of use that. Second lightsaber.
The second lightsaber is going to be nice for Moonblaze, who just sold his first lightsaber to afford more supplies.
Yeah, otherwise nothing super exciting here. A Thor Rage actually might pay off a little bit in terms of being able to, you know, do 60 damage to something. This is really bad.
Smifty actually checks the water and got a samurai bow out of it. That's still not that useful for these 2 characters, but maybe the person on Mount Hobbs can use a bow. We've also got some samurai arrows to go with it in the grass over here.
That's a good starting setup if you have someone who can string a bow, so we'll see. Again, looks like a very deliberate start from our runners here, trying to do some preparation. Chokosura is going to decide upon looting Antlion Cave. It looks like Simbu is going to go and check the character right off, so we get a little bit of divergence, and Smapey is going to give us a ball.
Yep, since there are bosses they have to hunt down, checking this is, you know, pretty important at some point to do in case if there's one of those required bosses.
The top of Hobbs, by the way, is a triple threat special. Dragon of Mist, Sid, and the objective for doing this. So this is a 3-for-1 special at the top. You know, screw the bonus round. We're going all in right now.
That's real nice. Do you think I made the seed too easy on them?
I mean, all of the required bosses could be on the moon. You don't know that. Plus, you could stick Wyvern at elements again. You jerk.
Who would do that?
Oh,
I definitely would do that.
I mean, I rolled that seed. It was all my fault. But again, we're going to.
I rolled that seed. No, you rolled that seed. You're right. You did that.
Wholly irrelevant right now is Blaze is going to follow Simbu up the mountain, which makes a lot of sense. Smapey again still looting. Chokosura making the more classic play of let's go do Antlion, but with the low offensive output right now, Sid actually is going to be really nice to have in just a minute. So we'll see if Chokosura can really lay out the damage here or not.
Meanwhile, down in Antlion Cave, it's Baron Guards. This shouldn't be too bad. Oh, with a Stardust to just take him down immediately? Yeah.
Yep, quick pop there. Well, if we find Rydia, everyone will be pretty happy. That is a Leviathan summon for the team.
That is pretty nice. And we have Smipty making sure he actually equips that samurai bow that I was mentioning earlier.
The samurai bow adds a small amount of strength on top of its fairly solid offensive stat, so that's always nice to see. And the Mist Dragon, of course, Simbu's going to give us our first look at the item from here, and it is the hook. All right, well, things are falling neatly into place, but we don't have a ton of offensive power to be doing the hook just yet.
Now, my question here is, do you think that any of these runners might skip some spots on Earth because even if there is a potential magma route, they have to do the hook at some point. So do you, like, at what point do you think, okay, yeah, I'm powerful, I'm just going to go do it?
I mean, maybe you gamble the character and do it right now. Like, maybe just throw yourself at it, right? You don't, like, yeah, maybe you want to get Tella's spells, you want to do ordeals, but maybe...
Didn't we have Rydia in the Baron Inn?
Oh, if we had Rydia in the Baron Inn, forget it, then go get Rydia and then just go underground.
Yeah. I think that's probably the most likely thing we're going to see.
Edge taking a nap.
In the bed. Yeah.
Yeah. Edge usually not real in these seeds, but he's out for something if you can find the Sand Ruby, I guess. Got life potions cabins here. We got Simbu going to do some selling, so you know Kaipo has your life potions at least. So you're going to want to go over here. That Earth Hammer not getting sold, so it's got to get equipped. We're going to grab some life. We're going to grab some cabins. We're going to maybe even grab an exit because they're super expensive now, thanks to the next beta.
Just grabbing one. I used to always buy
like
10.
They cost like $1 billion gold now. I mean, I think they got raised to 2,000 gold to be very serious, so...
That is accurate. Alright, so we've got some retreading ground, but Moonblaze is peeking at the Mist Dragon boss to see if it's something required. And it's just Bomb Bomb. See the same from Simbu checking that. Smipty's heading down to... beat up on the Antlion boss. We'll find a not too difficult pile of Baron guards and a lovely, lovely Leviathan summon.
Got Scala Kitty in chat. Be right back. Telling board to rebalance the price to $1 billion gold. Scala, of course, the lead artist, and of course, one of the heads of the community, and a total sweetheart to boot. So,
ooh, Moonblaze is taking that hook straight in. He has not even gone to the Baron Inn yet.
Yep, we've got Simbu taking the more standard route now, doing Antlion. Chokosura is going to use a Thunder Rod here on Leviathan for a little extra damage. It's going to be slow going, but he's going to get through this just fine. I don't think the spot hits terribly hard here at the Fugal Gauntlets.
So I'm pretty sure Moonblaze, like, he can't just be dashing it unless he gets, like... I don't even know what character would let you just go right now with only Sid and... someone else.
Like, not even Fusoya really lets you go at this point. There's Bacchus Wines and Odin Summon. Man, Odin Summon would be real nice for Rydia, because if there's free bosses, you can just gut them. Things are looking dicey right now here in Free Enterprise land for some of our runners here. Smapey taking these down one at a time, nice and easy on the guards. The Simbu about to get down there as well. Chokosur giving us our look at the Fugal Gauntlet spot.
Mute Arrow's actually having a relevant proc on this fight. I'm actually surprised they didn't one-shot because these guards are also mage type and take quadruple damage from Mute Arrows, but doesn't quite do enough to kill him in one shot. And then the Mute counters the size effect that they try to counter with.
Super Sil. Guess what character we're getting?
Getting your favorite white mage? Your second favorite white mage.
All white mages are my favorite white mages.
Okay.
Probably not what Blaze wanted, but it's what these runners deserved.
It's really not the kind of character that lends herself to just blitzing the hook bosses. Who was the boss there? I actually wasn't paying attention.
Heck, I'm not very useful here. Chat,
All right,
back
you
us
know,
up.
I'm doing clip strats. I'll go look it up while you...
Be right back, banning Nitz Guy for saying that Porum's the third best white mage. And the item we got, though, from the football spot was actually a really nice Moon Veil. So the ability to apply the barrier status to one of your characters along with Reflect, you know, barrier being complete physical immunity for quite some time, could make some bosses very easy. There's a Sylph Summon in the Tri-Chest here, a second Hourglass down here for runners as well. So lots of good material down in the passage to Porum there.
And I did double check. The boss is some flavor of Mylon. Meanwhile, in the Baron Inn, we have Leviathan.
I think Leviathan was at the football spot.
Oh, is this football? I'm sorry.
No worries.
I looked
Step
at
away
the
from
background.
step away for like 3 seconds. It's fine. Yeah, we're sort of settling in right now a little bit. There's Soma drops for sale in Agard if you want to put some MP on your Tela and cast Meteor later or something. Look, I got nothing.
I've done that more than once. It's a legitimate strategy, but you have to go to our deals first. And we've kind of talked about how I think our runners are going to want to shortcut the Earth because that Falcon is required. There's not really a reason to go fish out the Magma Key the way you normally would.
Yep, Simbu gonna add on that Moon Veil. We'll see if that's enough of an enticement for him to give up on. I don't think if you know Rydia's in the Baron Inn, you really cannot give up on Rydia here. Leviathan Summon is just too good.
Well, Moon doesn't know about the Leviathan Summon yet. He's just heading into Antlion now. But with all that extra gear he got from the cave, as well as some Bacchus wines and some other goodies, he's actually not very interested in checking every chest, but looks like he'll go to the back room for the save point room.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategy in Tstandard Sstandard now that things aren't that the chests are pretty standardized, but they're also, again, they're not scaled like they are in like T Pro, which we've been seeing a lot of lately. So you end up having to like kind of make that decision on when you want to stop cracking chests because you're going to reach a point where you just don't need them anymore because they're just unweighted anyway. Same with shops. But really, ultimately, you know, we're just going to see if everybody just decides to play this pretty straight or if anybody's going to beeline it. It doesn't look like anybody's too terribly interested in beelining it.
Again, we're going to see yet another pile of stars thrown at these guards. And meanwhile, Choco's going to go peek in on and find himself a Porum.
Yay!
Simbu actually checking a weapon shop. There was an assassin dagger there.
Assassin Dagger is a good pickup. You know, the instant kill proc is relevant in spots.
He didn't seem interested. The rune ring in the grass actually seemed pretty nice to me.
Yeah, the +3 to both magic casting stats and immense magic defense. Not to be coughed at, sir.
Not at all.
Porum continues to get downgraded by chat. She is now the 4th best white mage in the game.
Okay. I can see that, I guess. Okay, so now actually in Baron Inn, we have Bahamut for the first fight. And for our second fight, we have the other Mylon. So whichever one is not this, so it looks like it's going to be Mylon Z in the Ruby spot.
I don't know how frightening that is in the Ruby spot, honestly.
I don't really know either. I don't think it's not the worst, but I don't think he's especially nice either, because Ruby is real fast, and really all Mylon Z does is melee. Like, he does some other stuff, but most of it is melee.
You have the Moon Veil, you can buy Cure 3s in Toria, which is a very good move and may speed you through certain undead bosses like, say, Mill and Z.
Yeah, I could see buying, like, maybe some white arrows or fire arrows, or finding them and then just Bacchus wining up Sid and letting him ride through with a Moon Veil and a Bacchus wine.
And a Earth Hammer, which is fire elemental.
Oh, Earth Hammer's fire elemental. I always forget that.
Yeah, everybody always forgets that, but we know that there's no hammer.
Smithy's on the samurai bow train, so I'm watching Sid shoot things. It is sensible. It's a real good weapon for Sid.
There's only one problem.
It misses.
No, worse. Ran out of shots.
Oh.
Chokosura gets Porum and decides on second thought, and also casts Exit. So we've got Choco and Blaze on the... We got Porum early train, and you've got Smatey and Simbu on the... We're probably going to do literally everything before we decide to leave this place train. By the way, if you end up having to face Simbu in a race, this is how you beat him, because he's going to be real conservative.
As long as there isn't a critical item on ordeals. Also, as long as you don't trip and fall on your face because you weren't powerful enough to do something, which is a real concern when you have to do hook bosses.
Yep, being aggressive is also fine and good.
Yeah, as long as you put your money where your characters are.
Look, shops are good. Yeah, Chokosura is going to give us a look at the Great Big Mountain here. Maybe trying to get some levels on Porum, and again, kind of play this straight. I know you mentioned not necessarily wanting to dive for the Magma Key, but on the flip side of the coin, you don't have to do the hook right away. You can do it anytime you want. It just needs to be done.
This is true, and there could be a required boss up here. So this is 3 boss spots, and you got to check boss spots on these flags. There's no real way to skip these.
Well, we've got the 4 elements here to lead off the group here. Just look at that Chokosura menuing, though. Just look at him throw it down on the menus. Look at his party get absolutely blown up by Rubicant when you get the Rubicant switch here. If you don't switch Rubicant off before the Fire 3, your party is going to get really wrecked in this spot.
Yep. That's actually why we saw him kind of deliberately spend a little time in the menu to make sure that everything was just right when he came out of it.
Chokosura is very good at this video game. Smatey is our first runner to get Rydia and is going to mash that Leviathan kill button now. So he's going to...
Simbu's doing a lot of damage control on Mylon here.
I mean, Mylon's every so often just delivers an incredibly nasty melee attack, and it can be very, very dangerous, so...
The Yang fight has pretty good physical attack, so this spot in Varian is not really a joke. Moonblaze is kind of having the same issues where it's like having to throw a lot of Cure 2s or cast Cure 2s to get through this. Tele got one shot by a melee hit.
Grim Noir in chat asking, what does launch the Falcon means? It means that you have to kill the 2 hook bosses and launch the second airship from the top of the top side of Babel.
Yeah, the Falcon is the name of that second airship. Edge names it in the base game.
Edge has no idea how to name things. It's awful.
Ooh, that is a fancy Stardust Rod, though.
We're all about that life. Now, Rydia with Leviathan and Stardust Rod.
We just had Smithy buy Sylph from a shop.
There's also one in the box.
Your favorite summon? Yeah, but Smithy doesn't know that.
Well, we know that.
We do know that.
We see all. Well, free second boss was just Baron, was just the Kaipo guard, so we're gonna see what's here on top of the mountain now. Was the mountain required, or is it just sort of a waste of all of our time?
Well, the key item is an Earth Crystal.
We're not chasing characters, but that is 2 boss spots. We're gonna see a Lunar Gleam here, so there is actually nothing of use up here other than potentially something behind the Earth Crystal. So we get a rabbit hole.
That is quite a rabbit hole. And on these flags, those it's not those Earth Treasury chests aren't especially enticing the way they can be EXT Pro setting where those have a fairly high ranking.
So Simbu's going to go chase that rabbit hole as well. The only nice thing about getting 2 characters here is you're sitting on Tella and Porum, and most people are not tremendous fans of that party composition. So maybe looking to trade up before you do the hook might be kind of an option here.
Stardust Rune Ring, though, is like, you're real happy about that. The gear that Rydia's got, even if Rydia is not your favorite black magic caster.
Look, you've got
Leviathan and
18 and plus 18 black magic casting stat.
Yeah.
I think it's 21 if you have the wizard shirt as well, or no, it's 21 if you have the Sork shirt.
Yeah, Sork shirt's the one with the bonus. It's actually the only shirt with a black magic bonus, I believe.
Yep, because when this game was coded, it was coded. There's a mistake in the coding, which makes the black shirt make you a better white magic caster.
Yep.
You know why that is, right, Sil?
Why is that?
Because white mages are the best.
I walked right into that setup. I always walk right into those setups. Anyway, we've got Simbu about to initiate the first of these bosses up here. It's going to be an Elements fight into Baron Guards and Paladin.
Moonblaze Wolf waved the Stardust Rod around in the sky and used it to destroy Leviathan. So gonna get that Moon Veil to go with that Moonblaze. Also, petition to start naming it the black dress and the white dress.
That's fair. I don't know, chat. What do you think about that petition? I'll call it the white dress. Meanwhile, we've got some treaded ground so far. We don't have anyone really diving at Upper Babel yet.
Yeah, all of our runners a little skittish about the hook route here. We've definitely got the power for it. It's just, yeah, everyone's feeling skittish, which is sort of standard. Again, this is sort of the standard play for a lot of players is, you know, we're just going to exhaust everything we can before we go under.
Yeah. I am a little disappointed, but not especially surprised with the parties that these runners have access to. You kind of don't really want to pass up on the power, given how difficult a hook boss can be.
Yeah, we know Mylan Z is there with the double blink casters, probably pretty good, honestly.
Choco having a bit of a rough time on Mylan as well. Mylan regular.
Mylan regular just chugging through the back row there with melees and lightning ones on a very unarmored Porum.
Moon's gonna find out that we have a sick edge in the bed.
Might come into play too late or not at all, so we'll see.
I think the most interesting thing here, though, is that there's only really one key item that is actually required left, and that's the Darkness Crystal.
Which cannot be on the moon, interestingly enough, but that does not mean that the 3 bosses that we have yet to find cannot be up there.
No, but it does mean that when somebody goes up to them, all they're really interested is peeking at what boss fights are. They don't need to clear bosses that don't look fun, unless they really want to.
And
like
the thing about... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, maybe we have someone, like, clear the ribbon spot for the items in EXP. Because that one is an awful lot of EXP.
Yeah, the real intriguing thing about this, though, is you think about this right now. All 3 bosses that they're looking to find are not actually very difficult. Even if they're on the moon, they're not hard bosses. We have hourglasses for the imps. CPU is just mostly a slog, but if you have a white mage, the fight's basically free, just slow. It's a matter of how do you optimize it. And the good doctor is usually pretty much a pushover because of how the hit points split up and how the fight plays out. So, you know, it becomes real interesting when you get the darkness crystal, because maybe you just want to go up and see if the free bosses up there give you a pile of experience to go with your necessary boss kills. Valvalis, our restreamer, noting that we don't know what the King Queen spot is in Eblin, but I have a Rydia with a Leviathan and a Stardust Rod.
Yeah, it can be nasty, but as long as Rydia gets turns, then you should be able to make it happen, especially with the maybe some blink support from Tella or something.
Or if you find a Tiara, it might just be turn.
Yeah. There is a cursed ring somewhere as well, so, you know, agility is not the biggest deal. We can turn Tella or Porum or Sid into an anchor.
So Chokosura is in full loot mode here, has decided that Earth Crystal is enough of an enticement to go do some loot, and there's an Earth Bow, there's another Sylph Summon, Ice Claw, Siren. Well, you want some levels? There's some levels. Siren's sort of the forgotten item of the 4.0 beta here. We don't tend to see it terribly often these days.
Yeah. And on these flags, another thing about this, there's no hard HP requirements from the Zeromus fight. We're not going to see much deliberate leveling at all, I don't think.
Oh my, that is a Sork Shirt Tiara combo platter in the Troya Armory. Do you want to see Chokosura blow up a hook boss?
I want to see Chokosura blow up hook bosses right now. And it looks like that is what Chokosura wants to see as well.
Oh yeah, no, that is a full-powered plus 36 black magic stat Rydia. Here we go.
There is only one piece of gear that's missing for me to consider that to be all best in slots, and that's just an adamant armor.
Yeah, that's like cheating. That's like cheating, though.
Yeah, that's cheating. But like, this is serious. Like, not considering adamant armor, I would consider best in slot gear.
Yeah, Rydia is. You're gonna see Rydia do some of the biggest damage ever. On the flip, Simbu has decided to go and give us a look at the top of Zot here, so it's gonna chase the two bosses and figure out what's going on there later.
Choco equipping that Charm Claw, probably gonna take the Giant fight and Staleman fights, and wants that equipped for that.
Gotta get that experience on your Rydia.
Yep.
So we're gonna find out now if that trip up the mountain was necessary. First boss is Asura. Ugh. Hey Simbu, forget something? That spot has enough hit points that you're likely not doing it without 2-star Veil.
Tella does have wall.
Also true, but it doesn't last very long when Tella casts it, so...
It only needs to last long enough for Leviathan.
I think you'll need 2 in this spot for sure. This spot does pack all the hit points from all the Mega Sisters there. Yeah, you are hearing a marginal echo. Three runners have decided to climb the Tower of Zot. Chokosura has decided to say, I don't want none of that right now. So, Sil, are you on team I should be skipping the, I'm okay with skipping the top of the tower here?
Tower of Zot? Oh yeah, yep. I would not be up here.
Speaking of having bought a Soma drop, Tella just swag rocked Asura for 5,500 damage.
Why isn't Simbu casting Levy? Oh, Simbu doesn't have the levels for the MP for Levy, does he?
Nope, he has enough to cast Sylph, because Sylph is quote-unquote free. Oh, there's Leviathan.
Oh no, he's just prepping with a Sylph before switching over to Leviathan, because he only has one cast worth of this.
And absolutely wants to make sure it does enough damage, and it does not.
Oh.
Now time is running out.
Either gotta get that life cycle going, or...
I mean, Cure 3 is fine, 400 hit points is okay.
It's not what you want. That's really not what you want. Okay. We haven't seen a Cure 4 yet.
But, wow, that Stardust is lethal. Zimbu is through.
That was a real low damage roll on that levy.
I mean, 2664 with a Stardust Rod equipped. I mean, you have no levels at this point. But, you know, you take it if you can get it. Chokosura going with... Chokosura has an Hourglass here, so he's going to pop an Hourglass to start this fight off, to give himself plenty of time to set up and get his party back on their feet. Definitely wants those levels on Rydia. Definitely needs Yang alive as well here.
We'll probably just see him cast Berserk on Yang, maybe, and then... Yep, there it is.
Character, Rosa. Boss in Dwarf Castle, Volvalis.
That's true that you do get to peek at this boss, which means that you can turn Dwarf Castle potentially into a just peek at what the first boss is, hopping around behind the throne and then either reset out or not.
Yeah, you can determine if you want to gamble it or not. But we got the White Mage upgrade, I guess. Can never have enough. Oh my, there's... Wow.
Okay, maybe this was worth it.
Yeah, no, don't pass up power, right?
I hate this being correct.
It's only correct because Fusoya was here.
Yep. We got Moonblaze, meanwhile, back row glitching his Sid. And then handing the Elven Bow back to Porum.
And the second boss up here is 100% free. Don't need to do anything. He's just looking over his spell list. It is very good. 1400 Fusoya tends to be pretty good.
Meanwhile, Chokosura's Rydia just jumped up to level 20 or so, right before the King-Queen spot. He's going to have to run back and pop a cabin and save, because you really need that MP on Rydia. That was a level 1 Rydia before that fight.
Yeah, but are you feeling like knowing nothing was required at the top of the tower technically? You could skip ordeals and tower 100% and it not be even the slightest problem right now in terms of finishing the seed from a progression standpoint.
The longer it goes, the more likely that Fu is going to swing the tide. Like, you know, you've got a lot of power in that best in slot Rydia.
Do you want Edge?
It's a toss-up.
Do you want Edge also? Do you want to climb the tower?
Is it really the Sanrobi?
Do you want to climb the tower, get Edge, Fusoya, and Rosa?
I want to throw Leviathan at some dolls.
Well, Chokosura is gonna do that for you in just a moment. Gonna wash away all of his troubles here. So now it's really Chokosura having to deal with a lot of runners who got a lot of power at the top of Tower of Zot breathing down his neck. He doesn't know that, but he is gonna find that out in a moment. Well, maybe in about an hour. Some time from now. God, I hate that Tower of Zot play, but man, it's so good. Also, follow these runners. They're great. This may be having a bit of a trouble with the Asura here, but pulls out the Mute Arrows, or the Elven Bow should be alright here. Moonblaze Wolf has got the character upgrades here now. Simbu selling his life for wine here, because I guess this party requires many wines. Joke to be said about old men drinking wine around the table or something. I got nothing right now. But yeah, lots of berserking here. That hammer doing about 1200 a swing. Chogosaur is sticking the Leviathan, using that to sort of shore up the healing here. Or using sticking itself to shore up the healing. Here comes Simbu charging down the back, though, with fully loaded 4 bear right now.
Yep. Just gonna go through that vanilla KQ spot and then have Mylon Z to work with as well. And again, they know it's Mylon Z because of that regular Mylon that we had back in the Baron Inn. Moonblaze, interestingly, did not go for any of the XP on the way up. Did not check either of the trapped chests. Just gonna rely on that Fu. And somewhat the Iridia. And a Cursed Ring on Tella, which actually really helps.
Yeah, Cure 3, Berserk, we've got Meteo, we've got Lit 3, we've got Weak. Fire 3 not online, which would be nice for the Mylon fight, just for impaling that thing. Smapedy has rung up Asura here and is through. We've got Chogosaur first to the underground, 3752, so we're running a bit of a lead right now, but again, as we've seen before, Fusoya the Tideswinger here could cause a problem.
Moon's about to pick him up, about to pick up that Sand Ruby for Edge as well.
Hey, Sil.
Hey?
I hate this seed.
Why do you hate this seed?
You know, it's at the top of the tower.
What's at the top of the tower?
Keyless tower. The tower without the key.
Yeah.
Dark Imps.
Yep.
I'm done. I'm good. I'm out. I've seen enough.
You know what I want to see? I want to see if someone casts stone on them.
Throw Fusoya in the middle and let him go to town. Put all that black magic casting gear on him. You could pull it off. Alright, so Simbu is about to try and push Mill and Z into the deep ravine in response, because, man, we're at the top of the tower. The ravine's real deep here.
And Choco's about to head back into that tower for the reason that we just noticed.
Snapedy's finished off the tower and is gonna work over the second boss, and by work over, I mean probably go AFK.
This Mylon's not making it easy on Simbu.
No, I mean, Iridia, not a lot of health. Tella, not a lot of armor.
Yeah. And I think he gave that casting equipment to Fu instead of Iridia, so...
Rosa in the front row gets obliterated. Like, kind of counting on Kind of counting on Berserk Edge in the back row here to get the job done. But he's not exactly immune to physical attacks at this point.
It's actually going to go for a blink to support Edge there.
Yeah. I mean, blink won't last forever, though, and if, you know, if Fu gets tagged or Rydia gets tagged, you know, you gotta kind of keep everything in place here. It's gonna be a little bit of a slow fight.
I mean, Fu is probably fine, but Rydia is going to die in one hit. So yeah, even with all that power, it's still not having a fast fight out of it. Smipty coming out of the Tower of Zot with the goods, as the characters might
I mean, look at it. It was a triple at the top of Mount Hobbs and then a triple at the top of Tower of Zot. The seed's gonna come in threes. Simbu's done. Makes his way through.
Did not seem especially happy about not having anyone else alive to get XP, though. He was trying to pick up Rydia at the end.
So, Chokosura is trying to live the dream and cast Stone on these Dark Imps, but Tello whiffs, because Tello is very good at landing spells.
That's just Tello Life for you.
Tello Life. Second time's charm. Sticks it. Sticks the landing. Let's go home.
Quite a few levels as well out of that. And a rat tail.
I mean, it's a key item, but you're gonna add that rat tail onto Chokosura's inventory here for climbing the tower. You get something at least. Simbu, though, gonna deliver that pan first. Again, gonna get those extra checks in here. I mean, the pan is 3 checks. It must mean that the Darkness Crystal is there. Must mean.
I want the Darkness Crystal to be somewhere just a little bit obnoxious. They've had an easy time so far. I want them to have to work for something, you know? The only boss left is CPU and Dr. Luge as far as what they need. It's an Artemis bow from the fairy.
Sylphs after my own heart.
Oh yeah, they are. We actually Moonblaze going for the swag rocks on Kalimbrina because no Rydia in this party. He kept Yang instead and is cursing the Tello meanwhile.
Oh, there's the black rock.
It's a free Darkness Crystal, but still gotta go find bosses.
Still looking for 2 bosses right now, but the plot thickens here. Do you want to go Moon? Do you just go up and do Giant? Like, it's a bit of a challenge here, certainly.
With 2 sirens to work with, it's real tempting to like go cash them in for a little bit more power.
I mean,
restocking on Star Veils as well.
68,000 experience, not a lot to cough at. And what do we have down here for the bosses in the Land of Summoned Monsters? You could peek 2 here. On the one side, you've got Baigan. On the other side, you got a Lunar Spark. You already have a Darkness Crystal. You need no more key item. Heck that. we're out.
Unless a boss is behind something that we need.
We know Twin Harp is off the pan route, so that's off the table. The package could still be in play. I mean, all the keys are out as well, so you're right. There is a lot of possibility for the deep chain, big rabbit hole, like find CPU at the end of Luca after Baron, after like Baigen down there, which would be awful. Basically, everything is terrifying at this point. Alright, well, we are kind of retracing some ground here. Blaze is going to be our third runner underground, about 5 minutes away of Simbu. Smapety is working on the dancing dolls right now, so it's probably a bit further behind, maybe about 8 minutes off of Simbu's pace right now for having basically full cleared.
4640 is not a bad, like, clear the hook boss's time, but, we had some real fast times. And he as well remembers to check that boss and sees those dark imps. Meanwhile, Simbu doing what I wanted, casting stone on the dark imps.
So we've got 6 statues now. Of course, the other item off of Sheila was an Excalibur, so nothing super exciting there, because we don't have Cecil.
Don't have Cecil. We're not really chasing character slots anymore. It's always possible that we see Cecil at the moon or something, but even then it's like, do you take him? I don't know.
I mean, if you still have bosses to go kill, yeah, you grab him.
You only have, like, Dr. Luge to kill, though. And CPU.
You could do orb grind. You could kill a bunch of orbs. Like, you could just Quake over and over and over again and then, like, life through the Globe 199s. I've done it before. It's not smart, but it's hilarious. Or you could just use Sirens like PK is saying in chat, but that's boring. Wow. Wow, chat calling me out for being boring.
There are 2 sirens in various places. That's the only sirens that we have to work with, but we are going to get some music from Choco Sure, it looks like.
Truly the people's champion here. We might just check the boss and then bail, but we'll at least hear the music for a moment. We kind of need the item. Yeah, it's the grand balance here. With chains still out on the table, our runners are definitely doing a lot of thinking about, do they want to do bosses or do they just want to try and beeline Moon, maybe? Choco's decided the answer is I really just don't want to beeline Moon. Well, we're already quiet, but I guess we're going to continue being quiet in just a moment here.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be quiet here.
Smapety is underground. Blaze is starting to stone the... Blaze is stoning these imps. There's one problem. You can't life glitch targets that you stoned because they're not actually dead. So it does not count.
Do you have soft potions? Does that work?
No.
Oh.
Blaze. It doesn't work. Sorry, we love you, but this doesn't work.
If you wanted to go with weak, that would work. And we've got some beautiful, beautiful music. It's gonna be... I've played this game before.
I don't know what you're talking about. Never heard that track before.
Joker's actually going to take the time to punch his way through Odin now.
He wants to see that item. Dwarf Castle was selling exactly one item, by the way, and that one item was Sirens.
That is quite a find.
I mean, if you want to have an item shop that sells precisely one item, Sirens are pretty close, if not at the top of the list of item I would like to see in that shop, thank you.
See, I don't love seeing Sirens in shops because that means other people have them too. Am I mean?
No, you're just slow at fast seeds.
I'm not even that slow at fast seeds. At least I don't think. Just prefer misery.
Joey Sir gets the magma key, speaking of misery. But since it's a key item, he's gonna take it and leave, but yeah. Yeah. No. It's maybe fighting off the evil wall here at Castle of Dwarves. We know the second boss is Volvalis, so we know that this is a double blank at this point in terms of items. Unless he's looking to like upgrade a character spot or, you know, use an Excalibur on Cecil. This is not anything at this point otherwise.
I'm really surprised we haven't seen anyone go fly up until Simbu activated this big whale cutscene now.
Yeah, I mean, we're chasing bosses, so...
There's a lot of those on the moon.
Yeah, there's like all of them on the moon.
We also haven't seen anyone reset out of a boss that isn't required yet.
Well, all the bosses that we've seen that people have not reset out of are in front of key items. So it's really hard to reset out of them.
It's true. Sorry, Palom.
Simbu has decided that, you know, hey, on second thought, I know the moon's got a lot of bosses, but I've got to do the giant eventually. And I am an incredibly good player who makes incredibly good plays, so I'm just going to go straight to the giant and see if I can double up and maybe catch a boss I need to kill up here.
I'm also wondering if we're going to see a darted Excalibur at some point soon. That would be a good way to deal with that that giant, right?
I mean,
especially if you see a mean one, especially.
You know what they say, right? Water does you no good in your canteen.
Looks like Chocoster is finally doing these Zot things. I don't think he's going to be happy with what he finds up here.
I mean, he's going to be incredibly happy with what he finds up there. He's just also going to just come to the realization everybody else already has it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, Psychar, of course they say it, because I say they say it. And being an admin of the community means that if I say that they say it, then they say it. It's been said. That's how that works, right, Sil?
I heard that somebody said that, so it must be true.
Oh no. Still, is this what I think it is?
I hope it's what you think it is.
Oh, it's really bad.
Okay. We'll take the other really bad one, but I was hoping for a dragon. Oh, I don't know if you want to cast Sylph on this.
Well, we've got seafood anyway. Everyone's gonna have to murder this Ogopogo. Everyone.
I guess at least you outdamage the melee attacks. Or sorry, the counter blaze. But those melee attacks, they're real scary. Rose is dropping at 1500 damage hit.
I mean, Simbu's confident enough to start getting blinks up here.
Yeah, and I mean, I think he's got that cursed ring on Tella, so...
Which he will ride all the way through this seed, probably. Jogosur are going to get the upgrades now. Moonblaze Wolf is going to get a whole lot of 0 down.
Rydia goes down. That's not really what he wanted, because he was actually taking advantage of those sylphs.
Yeah, Blink not going to get cast here. Or Blink getting a cast on Tella here. I mean, it's going to do enough damage. He's probably going to be okay here. This is just a single big wave. Fusoya survives.
Barely.
Smapety got the tower key from Dwarf Castle, so now he is, of course, greatly incentivized to do tower, because of course you have to. You don't get a choice in the matter, whether you like it or not. You don't like it because it's tower.
I don't think I'm ever going to be that sad about going into I know this is required tower.
That's fair. Also, I like opening treasure chests, but I don't have the millier to do it.
Ogopogo snipes Rydia before the blink resolves. And this is the double big wave, and it's going to leave Fu just barely alive.
Jogosur decides to not AFK King Queen Evelyn, hits him with a Leviathan and tells him to go away.
Well, Leviathan's doing over 4,000 damage at this point, so...
That is some real damage right there. Rydia gets plugged again. Rydia is not destined to survive this fight, clearly.
Really isn't, and this is a lot of XP, and like Rydia is one of your big damage dealers here with that levy, so like it's not really what makes you happy.
Maybe you consider throwing a life 2 here with a life 2 with Fu instead, and then maybe get lucky with the damage roll. Smapety going with not stone strats on the Dark Imps is going to instead hit them with Leviathan, and then, oh yeah, he's casting stone. Never mind, they're dead. Goodbye. Wrap this fight up.
Just chugging away at this, though. You know, the fight's under control. Got all of the blinks going, which looks a little weird when you're not at when you don't have every one of 60 FPS or 50 or 60.01, so it kind of looks a little weird on a Twitch stream usually.
Wait, what you're trying to say is you can commentate that stream because I can't watch it. It's giving me a gigantic headache. That's
pretty much what I'm saying.
Yeah, like,
Antlion down here, so this isn't required, but it is real quick.
But yeah, Edge is gonna like look at Antlion and go, "Yeah, you're really funny," and then just murder Antlion. This double wave
is gonna drop.
It'll leave.
Oh, okay, no, leave Edge alive with 4. I can't do math.
Edge is fine. He's okay. Everything is fine. We're not panicking. You're not panicking. I'm not panicking.
Panicking a little bit.
Smapety showing off that tracker, trying to figure out what's next on the tower, on the list of tower things to do that are Tower of Babel. Blaze is probably going to see the 2 bosses. He's going to see the Darkness Crystal and be a little cross with himself for not getting here earlier, for being down here, but also is going to see the 2 bosses down here and go, maybe I Maybe I left the water running or something. I don't know. I got it.
I don't know. Do you think Moonblaze might try any of these bosses just to see if there's a key item that's needed? He's at 8 key items right now.
Vigan at Leviathan is legitimately one of the scariest bosses in this video game. Maybe you Quake control him, I don't know. I'm not all about that life right now. And then you've got on the other side of the coin, you've got a Lunar Gleam of some flavor. It's probably Wyvern. Your dragon will come. We will see dragon.
Lunar Dragon could be there too.
Does that qualify as a dragon?
It's a package. There's a boss check from that you get out of that tower key.
It's like the worst boss check. So we got Chokosura in the Giant as well, so hot on Simbu's heels now after reloading on characters, maybe a couple minutes behind. The decisions get tougher. I mean, no one's gone straight Moon. Like, everyone's just like, look, we're gonna have to do the Giant. It's a ton of experience. Maybe we'll just do the Giant.
I am really finding it interesting, like, everyone's choice of party is a little bit different. We had Moon drop the Rydia, we had... I guess Chokosura's and Simbu's look the same now, but they didn't look the same... Oh no, never mind. Choco kept the Yang, as opposed to the Tela.
Oh, I know what Chokosura's doing here. That is a setup to D-Machine grind. We are gonna see the machines come out. Even not needing to kill Zeromus, he's decided he needs some experience here.
Interesting. And I mean, this has been like a literal 5-minute fight for Simbu. Slingshot strats got a little bit nerfed.
Yep, it's only double. You can't... Triple experience no longer exists in this video game. Yeah, it's still worth it. It's just not like super incredibly good. Chokosura is still looking for an encounter here and finds the need to reset. I guess the step counts off.
You don't even need to count until after you do this part. Although there are a couple of points where the correct thing to do is just reset, but it looks like Choco might be a little out of practice on this because I'm pretty sure you can just, a lot of those you can just take a couple fights and then run. Might have been a while since some of these runners had actually done the D-machining though.
Yeah, I think we're here though. I think Chokosura's got there.
By the way, our second boss,
Dargan, who leads off with Fire 2, which is Rubik's Fire 2, so it's gonna do a bit of damage.
I'm gonna get some swag rocks from Tela going. Not sure if Tela's gonna survive to resolve them.
Absolutely.
Well, we've got some reflect strats off of Rydia with these nukes.
Yeah, I mean, gonna speed this fight up an immense amount.
That Fu is surprisingly tanky to that nuke. I didn't realize that would do that little damage.
I mean, the default gear, even the default gear, gives you a couple of extra rolls in terms of match defense, so it's not the worst thing, sir. However, Rydia with 685 hit points is not surviving this, and so she goes down.
There's those swag rocks, though.
They did
1680 damage. I'm pretty sure Sid does more damage than that with Media. But it's enough to get that dragon going.
Oh, well, so we've the double lunar bosses here. This was strictly necessary, of course. We had to do both. No choice in the matter. Gonna get some levels though here. Choco is happily grinding away on these D machines, so maybe on the flip side of the coin, when he goes up to the moon, he's gonna make up ground. But Simbu has shot by him, like I think we predicted earlier. Blaze has also decided to move straight onto the Ogopogo spot here, and
yeah, basically taking the exact same strats. He's got a Rosa as well to help with those blinks.
Yeah, he's definitely getting Ogoed and Pogoed here, though. This is getting beaten up pretty badly.
Looks like he's got the fight under control, though. You kind of lose the couple people to the first round of melees.
Yep.
Get rid of the fire claws so that you don't cut your damage in half.
Yep, so Simbu's gone moonward. Not really much choice in the matter. Chokosura has decided to level up his party, and his party is now leveled up. I'm picking up about an average of 15 levels per character other than Fusoya, who starts at level 50 anyhow, gets a Siren, gets an Hourglass 3, which you can't buy anymore, but they still exist apparently.
Not as many levels as I expected, only level 41 on Rydia. Was it enough to get white with Rosa? That's my real question.
She's 47, so just shy. Expecting to get it on the way through here, probably.
Might have been real nice with this wizard white.
I mean, grinding takes time, that's how it works. I didn't see the boss at the Bahamut spot, sadly.
I wasn't looking. I'll go check.
So we've got a Betrayer at the top of the moon here. Probably not taking Kmain.
The Bahamut Cave was Octoman.
Yep. So we're going to skip out on that for now. Safety's going to give us more music, though.
Chokosura does have enough hit points that, like, these melees from Ogo are not nearly as terrifying, dropping Rydia to not even half health.
Yeah, the big waves are a bit of a nuisance because you do need more healing. If you had the Asura summon, though, then Rydia is also an incredible healer.
Well, I mean, he has Cure 4 on Rosa, which is what he's been relying on. He even took the time to actually put some real stuff on Rosa. Can even get to throw out nukes here because he doesn't have to worry about all those blink strats.
Yeah, he's just gonna microwave the Serpent here, while Blaze is gonna go through this very slowly. So Choco might just pass up Blaze here.
It is worth noting that Blaze passed Choco entering because Choco entered the giant much earlier. So yep. We'll see which one of them clears.
Let's see which one gets through these next two fights the fastest. Simbu, though, is on a mission right now. He's on a mission from, I just only want to fight the two bosses that I need, not looking at his tracker and seeing that there's, 5 chain items out there right now still. That's White Spear Kainazo, which, yeah, no, he's done there. Chokosura gonna moonveil his Mop Man here.
Urban spot is Ruby.
We are there's only 2 spots left on the moon sill, and we need 2 bosses. So our friends are hiding.
I'm happy.
Unless it's literally Ogopogo spot, Pale Dim spot, we're probably full clear and moon, and this seed's gonna keep on trucking.
That's gonna give Choco a big advantage, actually, because of those D machines.
Oh no!
Like, that's gonna potentially bring. Oh, what's bad? Oh, this is one of our required bosses. So there's only one left. It could be Pale Dim. It could be the package boss. It could be Sealed Cave.
Behind the Baron Key, behind them.
Yeah, I was gonna name every single one.
Well, Snape D's gonna head on up now. Looks like Snape D has decided to go directly for the moon.
It is worth noting that wherever Simbu finds that, Simbu has done the giant, right? Simbu was the first one to do the giant.
Simbu was first out of the giant. Yeah, took down both bosses.
So whenever he finds that that last CPU fight, that pretty much is the end.
I mean, it is the end. That's everything. And there's no Zeromus. There's no crystal. You done.
That fight is not short, unless it's at a short spot.
I mean, it's not short, but it's also like basically if you know what you're doing and you have a white mage, which we do, you know, you're good. There's nothing you need to worry about though.
Did Smithy get lost in Bahamut Cave?
No.
He just looked at the chests but did not open them.
Snape D gonna grind some dragons here, it looks like, with the hourglass and everything. Joker not too terribly behind Blaze here, but still behind. Does take out Ogopogo. Blaze goes for a nuke before wall, gets an 8,000 point nuke right off the bat there.
That's real good to get that inputs in quick enough. Nuke does have 0 cast time.
But if the wall is queued, you're not gonna get through.
Yep, you gotta get that up real quick.
But yeah, it looks like Blaze is just gonna really rapidly counter microwave here.
Yeah, that's actually really it's gonna be a really fast fight for him. And that's gonna probably keep him ahead of Chocoshura, even with the additional power Chocoshura has. So it comes down to how much of a moon slog is this gonna be.
Well, we're gonna find out certainly. Snapety's gonna look at the boss, gonna see Octomom, and is gonna cast exit. All right, he's seen enough. Oh, we also haven't seen Wyvern Spot, have we?
We have not yet seen Wyvern Spot. Oh, I like Chocoshura's Dragon with Rydia here, though. Gonna Zerk her up.
Wait, is Wyvern a dragon?
Wyvern is definitely a dragon.
Are you sure?
Check out this dragon with damage.
We're not gonna get that opportunity because she's probably dead.
the unberserked one was 1700.
You got me all hyped up to check out that damage.
I was really hyped up to check out that damage.
And then she died. Well, we were all excited.
Please don't let the fight end before Rydia gets a berserked dragon hit off. There it is. Okay, another 1700.
So Blaze
Still, that's like right alongside those melee characters.
Yep, Blaze is checking Cave Bahamut first. Gonna find Octomom and probably Nope out as well because Octomom not required. Jokosura done and through. going to be wrapping up this party here. Simbu is going to give us a look here. Well, Smapty's going to look at it first, but is this the end of the seed? Have we found everything? No.
I'm actually curious about, do you consider then reset back to that save point in the lower moon, because that's where all the bosses that you skipped are, and there are more slots down there. Because you're gonna if you do this, I guess you could at least find out what key item this is and potentially walk back only if you have to.
No, Simbu's leaving completely. I'm not sure where he's headed next.
He just checked the character and now he's heading back to Earth?
He checked all the boss spots. He's leaving all the boss spots.
What did he leave behind?
He left everything. He only did the doctor.
Did he leave behind like Octomam spot or something like that? He left behind Twin Harp?
He left behind Twin Harp, so it looks like he's gonna come back to Earth and start doing Earth plays here. I mean, we know that Twin Harp is a total dud, but he's looking for one boss, and we, in the booth, because of course we see all and we know all, we know for a fact that this ain't it, and also we know that the boss is tucked in behind a chain spot someplace. Yeah, killed Dr. Luque, got a Moss immune, but more importantly, you know, did get the necessary boss kill. Merc, everybody found Sid because Sid was right on top of Hobbs right at the start of the race, so yep, everyone's got the Sid checkpoint up.
And it had the required boss.
Blaze gets a power shirt from Octomom, so a little bit more hitting power, but, you know, not what he wanted. Smapty casts White on Dark Elf, which of course has the weird property of actually healing Dark Elf, which is really annoying.
Wait, really? Does it like overflow or something?
Nope, it just heals him.
But he's weak to Holy.
No, he's weak to Holy Elemental, but White, for some reason, heals him, because this game is silly. Oh, we know Cave Bahamut's blank. There's the other option, though. Simbu could go do the two bosses in Underground as well. We do not know what's behind either of them, because everyone was real afraid. But we know that it's either D-Lunars or Plague at the... we know it's either D-Lunar or Plague for sure at the Lunar Flame down there.
We've got one person in chat, TK, rooting for the package having it. Only Smapty picking up the package off of the Dwarf Castle Tower key.
What a good game. This seed was coming to a beautiful, beautiful conclusion. Everyone was making good time through this seed. Everyone was having a good time. Everyone was having a ball. Except there's one problem. To have a ball, you need to have orbs.
Yep. We're going to get real excited when we do finally find those orbs.
But we were looking at a 115 seed for Simbu, potentially, if not faster, until the wheels came shooting off, sadly.
We've got some lovely synchronized entering of lunar subterrane there between Moon and Choco.
Look at these runners. Look at these runners just going at it right now. They're going to the bottom. They're headed down. Smapty's headed down. Has Smapty hasn't done Giant yet, though, has he?
Oh, everyone has done Giant.
Oh, that's fair. He has not. Okay, Val is back.
Okay, he hasn't. Thank you. Apparently my memory is...
It is clear that I am the brains of this operation and Silas the looks.
I'm dead.
Well, I'm doing commentary solo, everybody. I've killed Silverfire. And I'm very sad about that. My god, Blaze and Choco are in lockstep right now, by the way.
They're taking your favorite route on the moon, too. Wyvern first.
Yep, Bahamut Cave. The Bahamut Cave peak into Wyvern spot. Well, Blaze didn't peek. Blaze killed it, but... Yeah, I'm all about this life. When we talk about routing the moon in 2020, it's going to be my routing. That's wild.
Smampty taking a random encounter?
Question mark? Oh no, that's no, oh no, that's
this is the gauntlet. Oh, that's a
gauntlet. Gauntlet, and that's awful.
I want that to be required so badly.
No, that's so good.
Got a 3 synchronized. Nope. Right out of that.
Simba reset back up to the moon, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Hashtag the hardest pass, though, there. We're not going to actually see the pass because, of course, the pass is turned off for this because we don't need it, but we did just see the hardest pass there, certainly.
I'm gonna throw some water at a water fiend, and apparently it does a lot of damage.
This is unbelievable at this point. We've got Blaze and Choco doing the ribbon chest right now. We've got Simbu and Smapedeep gonna do the much lower health Kainazo and just fire the microwave, I guess. Fire the...
Psychology be saying, watery. Our runners have checked watery pass, if that's what you're referring to.
I don't know, I think we're just splashing around right now here fighting Kainazo.
Okay. For some reason I didn't parse water as being water, but yeah, we know that CPU is behind either Baron Key, Package, or Sealed Cave.
And Baron Key's only a single check, we know, because the first boss is the great man of darkness himself. The man, the myth, the legend, Golbez. Oh yeah,
we've got two checks there because of Odin, yeah.
Sword of Legends there for Simbu, so that's a blank. Something, no one cares. Guess we're gonna have to microwave Rubicant now.
Choco actually gets an Ice 3 off timed with Fusoya for that lovely quad 9, and then another one with Rydia. It takes some good timing to get that on Ruby.
Holy Avenger from one chest, which of course Kane at the top would have been nice, but nobody took him. And the crystal, very nice.
Hey, it's a key item if you're not already at 10.
It is indeed a key item if you're already at 10.
Well, Simbu's not at 10.
So, yeah, we could go kill Zeromus, everybody. Wait. So, we're starting to run out of options here.
They really are.
Like, we know it's either at... We know that our next step in progress is either at Wyvern spot, Pale Dim spot, or the two bosses in Land of Summon Month.
I always flinch a little bit seeing Glare do like several thousand more HP than you really ever see characters having.
Yep. Blaze is kind of on it right now, though. Blaze has found Dr. Luque. We've got Chokosura going to find the good doctor. It's maybe a little bit of Lee right now, just lagging behind slow. Demus was found early.
Yeah, Demus was real early. It was yet another thing up on Mount Hobbs because Mount Hobbs was loaded.
Yeah, I mean, Mount Hobbs was required for the seed. Of course, you're climbing Mount Hobbs anyway. But it had your Sid, so you had to do it anyway. Oh well. And it had your hook, which is what you used to launch the Falcon. So, you know, I guess was right. Blaze has microwaved the Doctor at this point, so we've got Doctor Microwave here. Gonna chip some health off. Nope, gonna kill Balnab as well, so both go down. Onward to the second half of this fight.
Meanwhile, Simbu gets through that Ruby fight that has like 50,000 health. Gets his crystal.
Yay, crystal!
Still only 9 key items, though.
The microwave is still flying here. Blaze throwing out the big nuke there. We're starting to dart lightsabers. We don't need these. These are garbage.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened earlier, to be honest.
Just gonna start spending that cash.
Well, I suppose with Bacchus Wine, Edge has been busy.
Almost simultaneous kills there, by the way. That is pretty darn fast. They're both gonna get a Mirasame here. Choco's gonna have to menu a little bit to find out that it's just a sword for Edge here.
Oh yeah, the rare glitch.
Somehow you just mash at the wrong time and it's all downhill from there.
Okay, he spots it and heads back up.
I mean, you gotta keep the boss kill anyway, so you might as well just walk it out, whatever it is.
Slam that exit. Who goes to do Gauntlet? Not Choco Shura.
Choco bails. Blaze is gonna go back here and quickly crush this Kainatsu and get, well, you know, exactly what he needs.
Not much.
Basically nothing.
Oh, Moonblaze doesn't know that the hasn't checked every boss spot yet, has he?
Nope.
So he's gonna do that Twin Heart check now, I guess.
I don't know. Things get interesting here. I'm not sure what the game plan is right now. All of our runners still passing up those 2 bosses in Fey March at this point in time, but looks like I guess the game plan now is to ship down and do the Dark Imp fight here. Oh, Firebird Lover Letting Snow Blaze has played the harp for us already, so.
Okay, I guess he just exited out to do Paladin then.
Yep. So somewhere in the interim, by the by, we did have a first place finisher in the chat. You know, notorious second place finisher in Venerable does not finish second tonight, finishes first with a time of 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 13 seconds. I mean, if I could finish second in Highway to the Zima Zone, I'd feel really good about my play, not gonna lie.
I mostly just get second places in a lot of 1v1s against you.
That's not true. Sometimes you finish first.
I finished first on these fights, in fact.
So, back to the race at hand, because I don't want to talk about this. Chokosur has decided it's time to try his hand at Dwarf Castle here, which is going to get him a tower key, which is going to get him a package.
Simbu, on the other hand, is heading down to these Fey March bosses. And
With roughly...
I'm excited to see the...
Yeah, this is... With roughly 1 trillion more experience points than he had before, though, he might be alright.
Pretty certain he'll be alright.
You know, I'm not feeling bad about his chances at this point, honestly. Simbu knows what's up. Of course, the race channel, of course, after Invulnerable's finish, has gone pretty dead at this point in time, so no second place finisher in in sight at this point.
Gonna go for the lunar boss first, it looks.
Firebird Lover saying, I thought Inven hated Feymarch bosses. It could have been all Gauntlet, we don't know. Everyone decided to dodge that bullet here, so we do have Lunar Dragons by the by. Should be pretty darn straightforward. That's a Protect Ring from... The Protect Ring from the Pale Dim spot is nothing, so... Maybe gonna go up and do the giant now. But still, what if it is behind all Gauntlet?
Could be behind all Gauntlet. Could be behind the package. I don't think Smakedy's checked that package yet, but he'll probably do it very soon.
Yeah, Simbu is just absolutely detonating this spot right now with all sorts of high-powered magic.
I'm curious to see how quick Smakedy dispatches Ogopogo, though. Because that's actually a point where he could kind of catch back up with some of these other racers that had a relatively slow-going giant fight.
Yeah, we'll see.
On the other hand, I won't see because this screen gives me a headache.
Yep, Simbu getting absolutely thrashed here, but he's got a wall, the Moonveil wall up on Fusoya, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
so
throwing up that Moonveil wall is like an emergency.
I mean, spend that cash. He didn't have to spend it before, he's got it now. D-Lunars in this spot, by the way, is incredibly dangerous because it's real fast and does real damage.
Just getting like 4 melee attacks off in the space of a single Fire 3.
Yup. And our Lunar Dragons have given us the sealed cave key. There is a boss check down there. We could find a boss. There is an item down there. We could find an item down there. Simbu's gonna need to pop a cabin either way because he got absolutely pummeled by the Lunar Dragons.
I think also at this point you want to exit out and check what that key item is. Like, check what it, like, you just opened a boss spot. You don't need to stay here.
I mean, Biken's the less bad. The Biken is the less bad of the two, I think.
Yeah, but you just drop your save point here and exit out for now and come back later.
If ever you want to learn how to save scum your way through a seed, just watch Simbu stream. He takes good advantage of those 4 save spots. He just shuffles them all the time. Smakedy did a thing that nobody else did on Ogopogo, by the way.
What's that?
Stuck his Silk Web.
Fair.
Slowing down this boss spot is super, super useful, honestly, in regards to just pressing out a lot of damage. So he's going to Zerk up Edge, he's going to Zerk up Sid, he's going to use his White Mages as White Mages, and blink his Radiant just in case.
Moonblaze checking that previously skipped Dwarf Castle. Yeah, we're going to find out very shortly if orbs are in the sealed cave, or if another chain item is in the sealed cave for that matter.
I think the only chain item we're missing now is Baron Key, right?
That would be right, because we know where the package, we know where the we know package, we know Luca Key he's holding to get here.
It'd be wild if it's just at package, like, just go do package, right? Choco could just do package right now.
No, Choco just got the package.
Like, just go do, maybe just go do package, right? You know, you've seen one finisher.
You've seen one finisher. You just picked up the package after doing that dwarf castle chain.
The spoon's down here, so the spoon's not it, friends. That's not the item that's not the droid we're looking for. And Simbu is not done. That's 3 enemies, though, on the screen.
Loading back up to the summon monster spot. That's not the right save point. Is that the only save point he has? No, he should have that one of those 10s.
Well, he's gonna issue Baigen and instead decide to maybe gives up on Baigen. He's gonna decide to make the Plated Dwarf Castle here instead.
It is the faster of the 2 key items, I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, you just blow this up pretty quickly. So we've got Chokosura, who has obliterated Mist Village. Be sad for Mist Village, everybody. We love you, Mist Village.
We know it's here at this point, don't we?
We don't know yet. We know it wasn't sealed cave.
Haven't we pinned it down to like can only possibly be here?
I mean, it could still be Baron Key behind. Gauntlet. We still haven't found a Baron Key. Baron Key is still at large, and it could be behind Gauntlet. It could be behind Baigen. 2 incredibly, well, one incredibly dangerous and one incredibly annoying boss, but. So, will Chokosura be greeted by orbs and steal 2nd place here, or are we still digging? We're about to find out. We're going to put Edward to...
Well, we've got some orb.
Get your foregone conclusions in chat, everybody. We're gonna blitz the end of this seed right now. Drop in the lightning. Let's go home. Dwarf Castle. To the tower key. To the tower. To the package. To the inn. To the finish. Our 2nd place finisher is Chokosura with a time of 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 45 seconds.
Moon's haunted.
Moon's awful. Well, you had to go up there. You had to go all the way down to a Gohoga spot.
Yeah, but then once you're down there, you get, like, sidetracked by all those bosses.
What a good seed. Like, what an absolute garbage fire. But what a good seed.
Let's see if we can get Choco in here for an interview.
Yeah, we could ask him about his strategy. Well, I just got the package. Heck it, I'm doing the package, right?
And that's what you do on these. You just gotta check the bosses.
I mean, you've reset out of like 1 billion bosses as it is already. You might as well reset out of 1 more. So our 1st place finisher tonight was off-stream, was Invenerable, finishing at 127.13, about a 10-minute gap.
Smithy remembering that, yes, you do actually have to clear the giant. Like, that is actually just a requirement. You can't walk out. I think he forgot that it was an objective to clear the giant.
Yep. Aw. Well, thank you for the raid, Messi. Hi, everybody. We're at the trailing edge of the stream of this race, and we know where the last boss is. We know. We know the devil's at the package. Blaze is not going to do it, though. Blaze has the package.
That's a little unfortunate. I don't know if he skipped checking what these bosses were earlier, or if he's just going back because he thinks he needs a different key item.
I don't know, but we are joined by our only package checker so far on stream. We are joined by Chokosura.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
You're a little bit faint, but you're there.
Turn my volume up. How about now?
I think we're gonna count on our restreamer to balance you up right now.
Okay.
So, what do you think about how this seed ended up breaking down for you, Chokosura? How did you feel like playing this one out?
Well, to be honest, I didn't think it was that bad of a seed overall. As soon as I saw the first place finish, I only had two options. Either to go to Fey March, or to do Dwarf Castle, which I know I did not check. I literally forgot about Dwarf Castle. And from my, I know Envin doesn't like to do Fey March, so I bet it on Dwarf Castle and just decided to follow the chain. And when I saw the package, I'm thinking maybe there's a chance that he checked the package, so I might as well check it too, because if it's not at the package, then it has to be behind Fey March. So.
Yeah, no, I think Firebird Lover, of course, greatly appreciating your metagaming off of your known thing where you know that he hates doing Fey March bosses, making that all sort of come together.
To be honest, I kind of hate doing them too. I really didn't want to resort to that, but if I had to, then I would have.
That's fair. So when you saw the alt gauntlet at the Wyvern spot, what was going through your head at that point in time as you were starting to, dip the moon and starting to find some real garbage bosses down there?
As soon as I saw that, I'm thinking, no, let's not do this, because the alt gauntlet on the moon is pretty much the worst thing that you want. And those fights were going to take forever. But I was going to go there if it was the last thing I had to do, the very last thing. But I wasn't counting on that this season, so I just decided to leave it alone, try something else. And besides, I already had the levels from my little D machine grind anyway, so that's another reason why I didn't want to bother with it.
We have Simbu as our second package checker. We'll be finishing up very shortly.
Blaze, of course, has decided to go the other route and is now our Luke key checker, so
that's
gonna
what
get
Simbu
rewarded
had done as well. It actually was one of the factors into Choco sniping over Simbu, who is, finished up the nonsense on the moon just a little bit earlier, but did not pick the correct coin flip between is it Fey March or is it Dwarf.
Yes, Matey's going to give us a good look at going to give us a look here at the Baigan boss as well.
Nice, we actually didn't have anyone fight this yet. But those punches just almost two-shotting a 4,500 HP Sid.
Did you guys notice when I reset out of Dwarf the first time and decided to walk right back in there?
Did you just make a mistake? Because I think I missed that.
No, I was thinking. I saw Evil Wall. First, I was thinking that the CPU was at Dwarf Castle itself, but I saw Evil Wall, and I knew Val was the second boss for me doing Zod. So, yeah, as soon as I saw Evil Wall, I'm thinking, okay, where is the CPU? And then I realized I never did do Dwarf Castle, so I just decided to do it. Right there. That's why the reset.
Yeah, of course. In the interim, we do have a third place finisher, Poitrak, picking up the bronze medal tonight, 1:44 and 17 seconds. Simbu on stream. We knew orbs were pretty well a foregone conclusion as he just obliterates the orbs as well. An hour 44:42. And just in behind that as well, we do have the head of the community himself, Rivers McCown, fifth place, 1:45 and 25 seconds. But yeah, so we've seen a bunch of these flag sets now with a bunch of different objectives. And how do objectives change the game for you? Do you play the game any differently, or?
Not really, but I'm still learning myself. So I'm trying out different flag sets and rolling different types of seeds, and I'm still, learning how to play these flag sets, to be honest.
One thing I was pushing for, but perhaps our early game party comp didn't really lend itself well to, is like knowing that the Falcon is required, like going for a very early hook plus dive. But it just didn't really seem to be in the cards with the the Sid Tella Porum. And then you had like Rydia, who had like some legitimate power with the Leviathan summon, but that was basically all your real power.
Yeah, pretty much. I was hoping for a better character at Hook. That's why I decided to dive it early, but...
Yeah, we mentioned that at that point where it's like, this is not what you were hoping for when you did the early Eblang Cave dive.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. And there didn't seem to be a lot of good gear early on either. At least I didn't find any.
I mean, there was a pretty much best in slot setup for Rydia.
Yeah, for
and
Rydia.
That was basically it.
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't find anything but Yang besides I bought those Charm Claws for the Mad Ogre's fight. That's about it. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely say Rydia carried that early game for me.
Yeah, you were our only runner who didn't do the Zot before. Zot before Hook on stream anyway. So we were really worried that like that would that Fusoya would like push everyone ahead of you, but Fusoya's kind of early spells were just not quite good enough, and you managed to not really lose that much time to it, to like having to just rely heavily on Rydia. Rydia's Leviathan was pumping out the damage like nobody's business.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking of doing Zot before Hook, but I haven't had too much luck with that before, so I decided not to try that this time. But it was nice seeing that Poo up there when I went. The Poo and the Ghost.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a tough bounce, but like this ended up being a really good back and forth race between all the runners, but especially just you and Simbu in particular, just sort of watching the two of you sort of throw it back and forth. Simbu getting a little bit of an edge because you were grinding in the giant, and then you using that giant grind to sort of bounce back a little bit, and then you making making the sort of open call to go down to Dwarf Castle after both of you cleared out as much of the moon as you needed to.
I see. Did anyone have any trouble with Ogo and Wyvern and Giant?
Nobody really wiped to them heavily, but runners definitely took varying amounts of time getting their way through those fights.
Right. When I saw Ogopogo, I'm glad I did that D-Machine grind, because Ogopogo in that spot is
Yeah, and so like you and Moonblaze were actually like Moon entered was the same like just around the same time or just a little bit after you, and just went straight into the fight. And so we got a lovely comparison where like he just barely beat Ogopogo before you, and you got all that time on the D machines in the meantime.
I see. It looks like I'm gonna have to watch the VOD when this is over.
Yeah, I mean, you were underground about 4 minutes ahead of Simbu and about 8 minutes ahead of Blaze. But again, just back and forth and back again.
It was definitely a good race, that's for sure.
Oh no, absolutely. This was a good one.
Oh yeah, I definitely will agree with that.
Oh, Blaze found orbs.
Orb! Smithy getting a spoon out of the sealed cave, not checking the package.
Not finding orbs.
Not finding orbs. We'll find instead some girls. Luca was D-Lunars at the Ashura spot.
Yeah, the funny part PK is mentioning, Smapey was the very first of our 4 on-screen roamers to get the package, and he's going to be the last one to check it and finish. Because he's about to go do it, it looks like. But in the interim,
Can't sleep on that.
can't sleep on the package. Oh no, is he not doing the
Oh
package?
no, is he gonna do alt gauntlet thinking that it's gotta be Daring Key?
Is he doing alt gauntlet? Oh no.
We at least get the lovely treat of alt gauntlet.
Oh no, Smapey, don't do this.
Or maybe he'll go Bahamut Cave instead. We haven't actually seen Bahamut Cave die, have we? Smapey certainly
Yeah, we
has.
have. It was a power shirt. Blaze did
Right,
it.
it was a power shirt. Blaze did it, but Smapey hasn't seen it.
Oh no. Oh well. Well, we're gonna have some fun, I guess. In 6th place was Rumblefish 82 at 1 hour 51 minutes and 4 seconds, and we're joined by our 7th place finisher, who has decided that the package maybe wasn't always the best option, but at least you're not doing on Gauntlet. Moonblaze Wolf at 1 hour 51 minutes and 22 seconds. How are you, Blaze?
You know, I'm never quite sure what to make of a seed where I finish in Kaipo in, so, you know, it's fine. That was fun.
I mean, everyone is going to have finished in Kaipo in.
I mean, if you full cleared Earth and considered that part of your checks, you probably finished it up on the moon at the Masamune altar, but who knows? But yeah, that was something, especially considering how fast the seed started, where, I mean, you pretty much got 2 objectives in one with Sid at Hobbs, and I didn't feel like rushing the hook route, but it was pretty darn easy, I think, for a hook route. So, I mean, you could have taken that seed pretty aggressively and gotten through it, but still, just to like go through everything and still end up at the Kaipo Inn is pretty fantastic.
Yeah, well, every one of our on-stream runners so far has actually done that same thing, finishing at the Kaipo Inn. And then it seems that Smapey has unfortunately forgotten that the Kaipo Inn is a boss and had gone back up to the moon instead to look for more key items to find that bearing.
Which, from spoiler logs, we know is behind the Wyvern spot, which literally none of you wanted any part of whatsoever. We were very disappointed in.
Yeah, I figured that out by the powers of deduction, and I was actually headed back up there, and then I was like, oh wait, I can check the package, I think that's actually faster. I had left a save up on the moon, but then I accidentally overwrote it when I got back down to Earth, so in a way that actually helped me, because I'm sure I would have just reset and gone back to the gauntlet spot, but then remember to go to the package first, so that was good.
What a wonderfully silly seed. So I did ask this of Togo, but I do want to know from your standpoint as well. Objective seeds, like now that we have all these objectives that take us in different directions, does it change the way that you play for Enterprise, or is your game plan generally close to being the same?
I mean, I think it's gonna probably need to start changing the way I handle the seeds, because I try to just go for boss spots that I haven't seen if they're boss objectives, and I feel like I'm probably gonna need to start doing more like focusing on Earth. This seed, I still don't think I would have bothered with the package, but certainly the Fey March bosses were doable. Dwarf Castle was very easy, but I just tried to skip it to get ahead, and that wasn't really what was needed here. And I've done plenty of other objective seeds where shortcutting just doesn't really seem to pay off as much as maybe it did during the last league. So yeah, I'm definitely rethinking some of my strategy.
Firebird Lover, I'm not going to ask him that. That's not nice. But I find that actually really interesting about the concept of sort of the Earth play versus the deciding to try to go to the moon and get some experience points, depending upon which, depending on what's on the table. So I gotta find that to be a really kind of neat little response that, it may push you to be a little bit more thorough, but it may push other runners, away from that. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, if nothing else, it's about minimizing your travel time, and the moon is just such a slog to get up there and get down to do those last couple checks, and to have to go back and forth on top of that, it's just like really, really piling up. And the more objectives you throw into a seed, the higher your completion rate, so the odds of you ending on the moon just get lower and lower, I think. So at least that's my feel for it so far. I don't know. I really do like objective mode, but I'm just trying to kind of wrap my head around it a little bit still.
Well, that's a fair assessment. I'm excited to see this gauntlet get engaged, though. We know that the very first fight is a fatal eye.
I mean, should thrash through this pretty quickly, honestly, but it'll still be interesting.
I'm gonna duck on out, but I just want to say thank you to the two of you for doing the commentary tonight. Thanks to PK for doing the tracking, and thanks to Alice for doing the restream, and thanks everybody for coming out and watching on Friday night. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. Happy holidays. These fatal eyes just have so much HP.
They buff. They tough. But most of all, you'll never wipe to them.
We might lose Sid, though.
Potentially, yeah. So we do have an 8th place finisher. We actually had Flurry 14 hit the line at 155.19. Starting to run out of space for sub 2 finishers, but we'll see. Didn't realize how much health this spot has.
Oh, it's not the spot, it's just how much HP a fatal eye has.
I forgot how much health these silly enemies had on the moon. 80,000.
Yeah, the ones that we usually see for grinding are like, usually it's the gold dragons. When it's not the gold or silver dragons, then it's it's like the warlocks and the carries, which are much squishier than most. In fact, warlocks also weak to that mute dagger that's still on edge. Taking 8,000 damage.
What we lovingly call doing the business here.
Not really certain about this Sylph summon, though. Probably better things you can do there.
Maybe just setting up, topping off.
Well, that's fair, yeah, getting a little healing on Sid before the next fight.
As we hit the, as we're gonna hit the 2-hour line here at this point. In just a moment. Blaze bringing his viewers over with the raid, so thank you for that, Blaze. Third fight is experience grinding. Hey, what do you know?
Throw your X-Cal. We haven't seen a darted X-Cal yet.
Well, that's how it goes sometimes.
Did you bring enough for everyone, Firebird Lover, with that pizza? Even tossing the life glitch out on these things, although not exactly the fastest dispatching of these spots, considering the power available.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, maybe a little fatigued, maybe a little like possibly frustrated about like the order that this has gone in.
The seed has taken some time, let's be real here, and it's not getting any shorter for Snape, sadly.
Not at all.
9th place finisher was Dr. Cossack, 2 hours flat plus 30 seconds on top of that. Double blue dragons, that's gross.
Ooh, this is a tough one. I almost find this one meaner than the blue-red fight that you get in the trap chest.
I mean, yeah, you could just... Non-elemental damage is fine here. The blizzards aren't hitting anything right now, though, so it's fine. You're fine, don't panic, everything's okay, you've got a billion levels.
Infant reminding me that I have that exact type of pizza, the pepperoni pineapple jalapeno, in my fridge, and I am hungry. Why is chat taunting me with food right?
It's a very, very good pizza. As pizzas go, right? You know, pineapple, some sort of meat, and some sort of spice is pretty good.
Dr. Cossack saying in chat, the next time somebody sees me reset out of the package when there's boss objectives, to please slap.
You mean like Lilith slap? Like charm you? What an absolutely wild gauntlet this has been. This is fantastic.
Oh my gosh, none of these fights are fast.
No, they're
the last one was the triple warlock.
Yeah, like these are fantastic.
Kind of wish that Earth. Yeah, they're great experience. Here you go, getting so much experience on your road to 17 of 17.
Yeah, like we're gonna get a billion experience points here. Like this Rydia is gonna be at hit point totals we don't normally see in races, and then some. Smapey is very ready for the Zeromus fight now.
Yep. If only you could fight Zeromus on these flags.
Wait, we're not fighting Zeromus? We're so sad.
We're not fighting Zeromus. If we were fighting Zeromus, Zeromus would get extremely reflect killed. There's our Baron key.
It's time to exit. Finally, he's probably gonna check the Baron key. Oh, Smapey, no.
Let's see, we can think about what bosses are remaining. I don't think we've seen Water Hag.
Nope, Water Hag was on the throne. We saw Water Hag was on the throne from the spoiler log. Golbez was the first boss.
Yep. What is our last boss? There's
Plague.
2 possibilities, right? Plague and...
I don't know what the other one is. Trying to think about all the bosses we've seen. Val's got it. Karate Man.
Yeah, it is Karate Man. I mean,
you can't
yeah.
you can't metagame off of one finisher. That's not how this works. Like, you know, like metagaming is both good and very bad.
Also consider it was both package and Ogopogo spot.
Half a world away.
Invin in chat, who was our first place finisher tonight, talking about those the rabbit holes that he got into and then made the package gamble.
And in the interim, we do have Antidale crossing the line in 10th place at 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 45 seconds. Man, package paranoia is real right now in chat.
I'm so glad I got to inflict this on people.
This seed was amazingly not your style right up until the moon just gave just enough.
Just that little glimmer of hope at the Ogopogo spot.
And then on the flip side of the coin, you could have gone and said, well, you know, it could just be alt gauntlet. I'm pretty sure no one's going to do this. If this is where the money's at, I'm going to get paid off, and then you get the Baron key and leave, and then get completely hosed down.
That's exactly what I would have done playing this seed.
I know you. I know where your mind goes with these types of seeds. Dr. Cossack still will never be banned from rolling. Sorry, cannot ban the RPG Valkyries from rolling seeds. It is not allowed.
Also, you must understand that our power of making ridiculous nonsense is a shared Valkyrie power.
Yep. I haven't played a good randomizer seed in like 7 months.
It's because either you roll them or I roll them.
I mean, you know, that's how you get good, right? Right. Like, you know, like, dude, we just have, like, a wall of Valkyries, basically. You know, it's like, you ban Syl, you got Natara, Natara's not there, you bring in me, you know, Scala's there, too. Everything's terrifying. We're terrifying.
I enjoy playing trash seeds, though, so it works out.
Only the lowest quality seeds. Only the... I think Smatey's going back to Papa Tent.
Yeah, we haven't seen, like, any ethers at all. I mean, part of that is that our runners haven't opened a single box in a long time.
I mean, that's kind of the nature of the thing, though. You know, you eventually just don't.
Oh, okay, he's just saving to like reset out of one boss and then check the other.
Yep.
I would have considered dropping a cabin there too, because, you know, Fu has used up a large chunk of his MP. Only 26 MP left on Fu. Chad's having fun coming up with all the ridiculous ways that a seed can go pear-shaped while we watch this sorting through Baron Castle.
Yep, which we know because, again, we can see everything.
He's going to get here, and he's going to realize it's that package. And it is Plague, it looks like, because we see that lunar sparkle. And Smakey's thinking.
Smakey's doing the math. Pixel Tamers hit the line in 11th place. Slightly ahead in time because I'm bad at timing with 2:11 and 9 seconds.
It's Smakey just trying to figure out what got left behind.
I think Smapey has run out of options here, as I believe Smapey has. Yeah, Smapey has pulled the trigger on taking the forfeit tonight. Just a tough break, certainly.
That is unfortunate, but at least we got to see a beloved alt gauntlet on.
Yeah, I mean, Smapey may show up for an interview, may decide to not. We shall see in a moment, but yeah. That's tough. That's how it goes. Smapey is a very solid runner, alongside being a very good member of the community and restream volunteer all the time. But he is going to very politely decline the interview.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us this lovely Friday night.
Yeah, no, as always, it's always good to see everybody come out every Friday night. Kind of come out, hang out, and have a good time.
There's still a handful of off-stream runners. I see 3 still running. Some of them, I think it's some of their first community race.
That's pretty wild, yeah. I mean, people are still coming out and learning this game, which is pretty great. But yeah, this has been a heck of a run tonight. So what do you think about these flags, Sil?
I really enjoyed them, so we actually, Demi and I actually played them last night before even watching this here, and there's a lot of interesting stuff that can go on in these kind of flags where, like, you don't have the usual restriction of, like, okay, I also want to get around level 50 for Zeromus. You don't have, like, you have to kind of think about things differently when it's the objective set is so heavily leaning towards boss-oriented.
Yeah, then it's a challenge, certainly. I think, yeah, it does rebalance kind of the way people have been thinking about the Siege, which is really neat. So, we're on the East Coast. It's 12:15.
It is.
It's super late, and we're super tired. Yeah. So we've got a couple of great raid options out there. I guess we're gonna go show some support. Are we going cross? Are we gonna go cross community? Or are we gonna go?
Well, I'll leave that up to you, I think.
There's many good options, and I think we should all go and cheer on one of our newest community members who has just decided to kind of start getting. Count Zero is still playing and is still having at it right now, it looks like. Doesn't look like he's given up yet, which is pretty cool. So let's go send him some love. And of course to everybody here, on behalf of my day friend Silverfire, who is fantastic and my favorite commentary partner, I am Demarine2. I'll have a good night.